Felix Jones. And Jones knocked out of bounds at the 25 as we check in with Pam Oliver.
Hey, Dick, I'm down here somewhere. Wade Phillips greeted me with a smile, indicating, of course, that was some kooky first half. I asked him about something you guys have been discussing upstairs, and that is Tony Romo taking a beating. He says, we anticipated that. The Cards have a great defensive front. He said, but we feel like protection can settle down in the second half. We'll be okay. Ken Wisenhunt said, it'd be nice if we just stop shooting ourselves in the foot, mainly. He said that because of all the penalties and the turnovers, we weren't able to get in any kind of rhythm offensively.
All right, Pam, thank you. When they don't turn it over, they win. When they cough it up too much, they lose. That's been their season thus far. First down on the 23. Romo will hand off to Marion Barber. And Barber picks up about 2.5 yards on first down.
Yeah, and because of that touchdown by Patrick Creighton, I think if you look at the numbers, you know, in the first half, it's not real reflective on how well this Arizona defense played.
They're the Cowboys offensive leaders. Creighton, of course, with the big play. Second down and 7. Romo fires away, and Terrell Owens makes a great catch. Almost a shoestring catch, and gets the first down at the 35.
Well, that was a good catch. Roderick Hood was in pretty good coverage. He was wanting the offensive pass interference. You just see Terrell Owens' arm get extended, but I think the no call was the right call. But what a great catch by Terrell Owens, being able to pull that one in and then still keep his feet in play.
Long way from his shoes, but you get the idea. It was just inches off the ground. Second catch of the game and a 9-yard pickup. Still at the top of your picture as Barber goes outside right. And Barber, not much there.
You know, coming into every ball game and talking with Jason Garrett, Terrell Owens is the guy what they want to try to get the football to. They try to move him around and put him in different spots and see what they can do to create some big plays and maybe some matchup problems. The Arizona Cardinals certainly aware of that, playing physical with him on the outside. Washington Redskins a couple of weeks had success with that. Not showing anything that Terrell Owens hasn't seen before. And he knows that each and every week he's going to have to work extra hard if he's going to get any balls in his direction.
Jason Garrett said the main thing is get the ball to Terrell Owens. Sometimes, though, they double him. Not that easy. And this pass caught by Owens, whose extension will give the Cowboys another first down. 2 good plays by Terrell Owens. This good for 10.
You know, this time, once again, they want to come up and jam him at the line. Roderick Hood is who they've been matching him up with for the most part. But, you know, even once you get the jam on him, once he is able to show that he has the ability to go by you, as he did there with Roderick Hood, it's hard then to stay with him on the underneath routes because he has unbelievable speed. Most guys that are that physical aren't nearly as fast as what Terrell Owens is.
2 catches for 19 yards in the last 2 plays. First down on the Dallas 47. Romo gets away from danger, dumps it off to Marion Barber, who's hit from behind and loses the ball. We have had 3 turnovers in this game, and it's recovered by the Cowboys. And Mark Colombo, the right tackle, got a hold of it.
Well, it's just an indication of how physical this ball game has been played. And as you see, I mean, they keep chasing the ball, and that's really the key. I mean, that's what this defense is about. And it's a testament because they are not an overly physical group. They're not a big group, but they do play hard.
And a handoff to Felix Jones, who's come in the game. That outside speed. And gets to the 35, 14 yards, and a terrific second half first drive efficiency being run by the Cowboys here.
Well, the thing that most defenses don't understand, I don't think they appreciate the speed of Felix Jones until they actually get out on the field with him. I don't know that it really shows up on film, and so time and time again, a defender thinks he's in position to keep him from getting to the outside. but invariably Felix is able to outrun that.
And Barber comes back in. First down, and there's Terrell Owens, and they're certainly going to number 81. A 7-yard pickup, and Roderick Hood and Antrell Roll prevent further damage, and they've got it inside the 30.
Well, Roderick Hood has been on him, as I said, and he has gotten some help for the most part with safety help. And so when you have a safety like Antrell Roll giving you help, then you can get even more physical, not having to worry about a guy running by you. But they've hit that play now about 3 times on this drive.
Short passing has been the recipe for the Cowboys here in the running plays, as Barber trying to get the first down, and it'll be close to the 25.
I just think that Dallas over the years, and I've had a chance to watch them a lot here over the last 3 years, and at some point in the ball game they just tend to get real comfortable and then, you know, make their mark and start their surge. And it happens just about each and every week. And what we saw in the first half is not what they're about. And it's not what the Cardinals are about offensively either. I understand that. But the point being is that, you know, when you do finally get them to where they're struggling offensively and providing opportunities for you, you've got to take advantage of that. And the Cardinals just weren't able to do that. And I think that, you know, as Pam Oliver said in talking with Ken Wisenhunt, I think that has been the most frustrating thing to him.
Got to take advantage where you can, especially against a team like the Cowboys, and you saw how close Barber was to the first down. 3rd and inches. Big gap in total yardage. And Barber dives forward and appears to have the first down, and a flag thrown on the near sideline at the 25.
False start. Number 82 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Big penalty against Jason Witten, 5 yards, so the Cowboys will have to go at it again.
With Jason Witten, he's right here closest to us. You see the move. And I don't know if Tony Romo did a hard count to try to get the Cardinals off sides, but, you know, even if that, where they were running the football, Jason Witten's block was not going to have any bearing as to whether or not they were able to pick up that first down. Just, you know, he had the drop earlier in the first half. He had this false start. You know, a little uncharacteristic of Jason Witten, the way in which he's played.
3rd down and 6. Cowboys have to drive for that first down once more. And a timeout called.
Timeout. Dallas, first team timeout.
First timeout called by the Cowboys.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. By Nissan, who invites you to shift the way you move through the world. By Miller Lite, when it's game time, reach for the original. Miller Lite, great taste, less filling. And by FedEx, your ultimate NFL air and ground player.
Back here in Arizona, the Cowboys have doubled the Cardinals in ball control, but they face a big 3rd and 6 on the 31 after a timeout. Romo up the middle, caught. Witten, first down, and stopped by Antrell Roll at the 20-yard line for the first down, getting 10.
Yeah, and that's the guy that Tony Romo looks for on 3rd down. A good catch by Jason Witten. They just run a little bit of a crossing route. They were man-to-man across the board. He could have gone to the outside had he wanted to, but he came underneath to Witten for the first down.
Ball on the 20-yard line, and the 10th play of the drive. Hand off to Barber. Marion Barber gets inside the 15. Whoever thought when we started this game, Troy, that we would have a premium with points, that every play would be under the microscope as if you have 2 defensive teams out there.
Well, this has been nothing like we expected coming into this game. There's no question. And both defenses have played well. We've talked about the job that Arizona has done, at least up until that last touchdown, or the first touchdown that Dallas scored. Dallas's defense has played well. But right now, what I'm seeing is Dallas offensively really starting to find themselves and figure this whole thing out as far as what Arizona's trying to do against them.
2nd down and 4 from the 14. Play fake, go the other way, and it's dropped. Martellus Bennett, the rookie tight end from Texas A&M, was there to make the play and could not.
Yeah, and that's a little frustrating, certainly, for Tony Romo. I mean, you've got a guy in Martellus Bennett, and he's got the whole field over here to himself. And now it's just a matter of making the play. And if he makes the catch, he scores a touchdown. And he's a terrific talent. I mean, he's one of these guys, ultimately, who's going to be a great blocker at the tight end position. And he's going to be a guy who you can split out and use as a wide receiver. But he hasn't yet put it all together, you know, here in this first season in the NFL.
3rd down and 4. Romo, pass, caught, touchdown, Miles Austin. Didn't have much room, but he found enough, and the Cowboys lead for the first time.
And that was on the rookie, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, who has been struggling a little bit. He struggled last week in the win against Buffalo, and he just never even sees the ball. You know, he's playing the man and not cluing in on the quarterback whatsoever. You know, when you get down the field and the receiver turns to make the catch, as a corner, you got to play the football, and he never looked for it.
The extra point by Nick Folk. Flag is down. The kick is good. And there is Miles Austin, his 3rd touchdown catch of the year. And what a find he has been this season to add depth.
False start, number 71 offense, 5-yard penalty, retry.
Corey Proctor, the left guard. So they'll kick it again in a 5-yard penalty.
You talk about Miles Austin. I mean, guy's got 8 catches on the year, I believe, and 3 of those now have been for touchdowns. And it just seems that whenever they shut somebody down like Terrell Owens or Patrick Creighton, Marion Barber, then Miles Austin or Sam Hurd show up. And, you know, they've got a lot of guys they can spread the ball to.
And the second try after the penalty is good. And so with 8:11 to go in the 3rd quarter, Miles Austin and Witten got a big first down there. 14-7, Dallas. So there is Miles Austin and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. Good catch and good footwork for the touchdown by Austin. And now Nick Folk kicking off with the Cowboys in front. And that ball will go out of bounds. And the Cardinals will get the ball at the 40.
Kickoff out of bounds. By rule, the ball be placed on the 40-yard.
That's the last thing the Cowboys were looking for right here. We'll have a break. And good field position when we return. Cardinals with only 75 yards on offense thus far. Have had the ball for only 12 minutes. But now, starting from their 40, let's see if Kurt Warner and company can ignite something offensively. And a false start possibility there, as it looked like there was an inadvertent fake
illegal snap. Number 63 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Right now, let's check in with Kurt Menefee with a game break. Kurt.
All right, the Philadelphia Eagles trying to hold on in San Francisco, but Frank Gore has other thoughts. The 6-yard score puts the 49ers on top 23-17 in the 3rd quarter. Back to AZ and Dick Stockton.
All right, Kurt, thank you very much. So after the break, you have a false start penalty, and the Cardinals now first down and 15 on their own 35. Here's Edgerrin James, and the Cowboys are there. And James will pick up only 3 as DeMarcus Ware comes up to make the play.
Yeah, and this Cowboys defense is really doing a good job. And I understand that Arizona, you know, has been shooting themselves in the foot. They've turned the ball over. They've had penalties. It's been very sloppy, to be quite honest. When you would come out and you have a false start, now you're 1st and 15. They've not gotten anything out of their running game. And, you know, I think it's about time they're going to have to abandon that. Now, they're only 7 points down, and I understand that. But I think this is a critical drive right now for Arizona. Defensively, they look demoralized, and I think they need to do something here to give the entire team a little hope.
2nd and 12. Pressure right up the middle on Warner. And that time it was Kevin Burnett who came in untouched on the veteran quarterback. and it'll be 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, so now they bring Kevin Burnett. He's the nickel linebacker for the Cowboys, and he's going to come right up the middle. You see him right here in the middle, 57, and he times it perfectly, but left guard Reggie Wells, 74, he's got to see that, and you've got to shut that off. You don't let any blitzer to your inside. And so there's just some fundamental things happening right now with this Arizona Cardinal team, not just along the offensive line, but just in pure execution that they're not getting done. This looks anything but the number 5 offense in the National Football League.
No question about it. And now we have another false start call. Levi Brown, the right tackle. Talk about Pam Oliver's comment from Ken Whisenant. We have to stop shooting ourselves in the foot, and they haven't stopped.
Well, Ken Whisenhunt's going to start shooting some people, period, if they don't pick it up. I mean, Levi Brown, he sees DeMarcus Ware, and I understand that you've got to get out of your stance when you're going up against a guy like him. But, you know, they're playing here at home. You know, some of these things are just inexcusable. And Russ Grimm, a great offensive lineman for many, many years for the Hogs there in Washington. He knows that better than anybody.
Problem with Pete Morelli's microphone. Been shorting out.
Well, the Cardinals haven't converted a 3rd down yet this afternoon. At 3rd and 17, it's unlikely they'll convert here.
They're 0 for 5. And Warner, it's deflected, and Hightower picks up the deflection. Great speed, and dives. Doesn't get the 1st down. It's very close at midfield, and Tim Hightower turning on the Jets. And let's see if the Cardinals do get the 1st down here.
Well, it looked like where they marked it, Dick, it will be a 1st down, and I mean, sometimes this is the type of play that you need in order to get yourself going. Kurt takes another hit, DeMarcus Ware, but Tim Hightower, the rookie 5th-round pick, I mean, he knows exactly where he had to get to pick up the 1st down. You know, the Cowboys anticipated a screen. They got the screen, but they weren't able to make a play. That's a nice job by the Cardinals converting on a 3rd and long.
5 touchdowns in 5 games for the rookie from Richmond. And here is Hightower. And maybe they can get some momentum going with the rookie as he picks up 4 yards to the 46.
Yeah, Hightower, I mean, Edgerrin James has been a terrific back for this franchise, you know, since he came over. He's had a lot of hard-earned yards, I know, on his way to some of these 1,000-yard seasons, but Hightower gives them a little more burst than Edgerrin has at this point in his career.
2nd and 6, and here is Warner almost getting hit from behind, and an incompleted pass on the shovel pass to Hightower, and Warner very nearly got it from behind.
Well, they try to go play action fake and take a shot down the field. You see Hamlin here, 26. They thought they could get him to move a little bit. He tried to slow play it. Larry Fitzgerald did, and thought that if he came off the ball lazily as if he was going to block Ken Hamlin, that then Hamlin would settle and he could get by him, but Hamlin played that beautifully.
Brady James very nearly got to Warner. 3rd and 6. Warner completes it to Steve Breston, and Breston running after the catch brings it down to the 25. 1st down. Henry on the tackle, 22 yards as the Cardinals have converted their last 2 3rd down situations.
Yeah, they're moving DeMarcus Ware around a little bit. This time he's working against Mike Gandy, and you know, one-on-one with no back help, that's hard to do. But Gandy does a good job. And then Kurt Warner finally with some protection, you know, was able to get the ball underneath to Steve Breston, who picks up some good yards. And you know, right now they're in a great position. It goes back to the screenplay to Tim Hightower on 3rd and 17 for the 1st down that's kept this thing going.
Cardinals have turned it up. J.J. Arrington is in the game. Empty backfield and 5 wide receivers for Warner, and he goes to the outside to Arrington. And Arrington with a good move trying to beat Brady James and gets 10 yards. And it could be another 1st down for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and I'm a little confused as to why J.J. Arrington hasn't played more into this offense through the first 4 games of the season. You know, they don't have a lot of playmakers at that position, but he's got great quickness. great effort there, picking up the first down, breaking the tackle. A second-round pick from a few years ago. And when he's on the field last week, when he got his opportunities, the first time to play this year, I thought he did some really nice things, and a nice play again on that last one.
We saw Anquan Bolden and physically ready to play in this game, but because of the surgery to his nose, was unable to go, and they think that after the bye week, he'll be ready to go in 2 weeks. It is a first down for the Cardinals. They've converted.
Yeah, Anquan Bolden, he's an exceptional football player. I know there was a lot of talk surrounding him wanting to be traded, and all of that coming into the season. To the Cardinals' credit, they recognize that this is an excellent football player, and we want him to be a part of our franchise. Now they're going to have to pay him. But I know with him being hurt, they miss him. And Larry Fitzgerald's a terrific player, but this group is not the same without him on the field.
Had 5 touchdown receptions before he got hurt. First down and 10 on the 14 of the Cowboys. Harrington in motion. Hightower hit hard, gets to the 10-yard line. A 4-yard pickup. Zach Thomas brings him down.
Tell you what started off as just another bad offensive series, with the penalty, the false start, 3rd and 17 is maybe turning into something, really nice. And obviously they're in field goal position right now, but if they're able to get a touchdown, you're starting to sense a little life again with this Arizona team. They had that when they came in. Defensively they had it, and they just have slowly lost it because of the offensive play, but they're doing some good things right now.
Edgerrin James in the backfield on 2nd and 6, and the quick toss. Flag is down to Steve Breston, and a good play made by Adam Jones there, but flag is thrown in the area of the 10-yard line.
Probably another false start.
Offside. The nose guard of defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Well, that's good for the Cardinals. They get the Cowboys on that, and so now it'll be a 2nd and short situation. I don't think it gives them the first down. We're showing that it's 2nd and 1, and I think that's what it's going to be.
Troy, when Hightower and Arrington came in the game, it seemed to rev up the Cardinal offense when those two were used for big plays.
5-yard.
Still problems with Pete Morelli's microphone.
You know what I like here, though, Dick? It's 2nd and 1. I mean, I wouldn't be so eager to get the first down on 2nd down. This is a good time, I think, for maybe some play action, knowing that you can come back for it on 3rd down. And I think if I'm the Cardinals, even if it got to 4th down, I'd go for it. I think this is a good time for play action.
Fitzgerald wide right. And a fade for Fitzgerald. Touchdown. Adam Jones on the coverage, and Larry Fitzgerald beat him for the touchdown.
Well, they were pleading, and one official said that it was a touchdown, and now, was he able to get both feet down? He's got reception there. There's one, and the 2 looks to me like it might be on the line.
And the challenge flag has been thrown by Wade Phillips, as well he should.
He's challenging the ruling on the field, but the receiver only had 1 foot down in bounds.
Left foot very close to the chalk. So we're going to take a break now while Pete Morelli checks upstairs. Did Larry Fitzgerald keep both feet in? We'll be back. Remember, it has to be indisputable visual evidence to change the call of a touchdown.
We've blown this up to try to take a closer look at it. It looks to me like his toes on the line. I mean, I don't know that there's much more evidence than you need than that. But, when you look at it from that angle there, it certainly looks like he's on the line as well.
Pete Morelli has come out from the hood. I mean, of course, the hood to see the play, not to use any.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean.
After reviewing the play, the receiver's second foot was out of bounds. It's an incomplete pass. Dallas has won 2 challenges, now will be entitled to a 3rd challenge in this game. Please place the ball at the 4.5-yard line. 3rd down.
Still 3rd and 1.
Yeah, in Arizona, they have not run the football very well. In fact, they've not run it well here today either, but they've not run it well during the season. But where they have been good is they've been good in short yardage situations, and they've been good running the ball down around the goal line. So here, you know, in a goal line and short yardage 3rd and 1, you know, this is where they've done a pretty good job moving the football. And so, you know, I would think that even depending on what happens here on 3rd down, but if it's 3rd or if they don't make it and it's 4th and 1 again, I would go for it on 4th down. You know, but it would be interesting to see what happens. Of course, they're hoping that it doesn't come down to that and they're able to convert here on 3rd.
It's the old story. How many times are you going to get that close? So it's 3rd down and 1. 8 touchdowns on the ground between James and Hightower this year. And Hightower is the tailback here. They go to Hightower, and Hightower driving close and didn't make it. Ran into one of his own linemen. Settles for 3 yards, and now it'll be 4th down.
Now they picked it was 3rd and 1 there, Dick. They got They got the 1st down, and what Hightower does is what they tell him. Terrell Smith tells him, hop on the I-45. That's his number, 45. Now he didn't hop on. He tried to hop on the I-84, and it didn't work for him. But he was able to get inside of that. No backdoor pursuit by Dallas. And so a big 1st down conversion there.
Yes, 1st and goal. Warner with another fade. And this time, Larry Fitzgerald keeps both feet in bounds. Touchdown. And the Cardinals come back to within 1.
You got a size advantage with Larry Fitzgerald at 6'3", throwing it up against the 5'10" Pac-Man Jones. And this is what they tried earlier, only this time they did it from the slot, which afforded Larry Fitzgerald a lot more room to be able to make the play. More importantly, it gave Kurt Warner a bigger area to throw that ball so that Fitzgerald could go up and make a play.
Neil Rackers to tie the game. And with 3:21 remaining in the 3rd, we're all even at 14. And Kurt Warner with the 11th touchdown pass of the year. And Larry Fitzgerald with the TD catch. Larry Fitzgerald with his 5th touchdown catch of the year caps a 60-yard 11-play drive. Kurt Warner has got the bandage on the chin. He's been banged up in the onside kick by the Cardinals, recovered by the Cowboys, and it's Deshard Choice. So trying for a surprise, I guess, here.
Yeah, you know, I think they may have outsmarted themselves. You know, Neil Rackers has been successful on the last 5 onside kicks that he has attempted. You know, and to me, you do something like this if you feel that you're just outmatched. And if you're playing against a team that, you know, hey, we're just going to do everything we can, pull out all the stops. But this is a 14-14 game, and their offense had just done a good job of moving the ball down the field and putting them in a great position to tie the game. And now you're really asking a lot from your defense.
And now the Cowboys, who look good on their last drive, had great field position on the Cardinal 46. They didn't need an additional edge. Here's Marion Barber, breaks a couple of swipes. And LeBoy chases him out of bounds after getting 9.
Now here's that onside kick, and Neil Rackers, as I said, he's had a lot of success, but that one was not, it was just not a very good onside kick attempt because he never got the hop that he was hoping to get. So it was just a straight up, you know, straight up in the air kick, and you got Deshard Choice, who was able to make the easy catch.
You wonder if it's wise to give the Cowboys, who had the momentum starting this 3rd quarter, even though the Cardinals did score, the short field.
Well, that's what I think. I think you finally regained momentum, and that's a risky deal If it works, great. But if not, you change everything.
2nd and 2, the end around to Terrell Owens. First down for Owens as he is pushed out of bounds by Antrell Roll. And a 6-yard gain, and the Cowboys are on the Cardinal 32.
You know, two plays later, you know, after the Cowboys get the ball, now they're, you know, pretty much in field goal range, and that's hard on a defensive team and a defensive group, as you said, Dick, that, you know, offensively the Cowboys began to find themselves, and they started moving the football, and now to try to slow them down on a short field is really tough.
Jason Witten split wide to the left on first down. Romo gets hit. And it was Travis LeBoy who got to him from behind. Incomplete pass, 2nd down.
Travis LeBoy, he's at the bottom. And he's a tenacious guy. He's not a real big guy, but he's got great speed. And that typically is what Flozell Adams, he struggles with. Someone with speed coming off the edge because he's such a big guy. And Romo going down to the ground once again.
Tony Romo knocked down 13 times. Sometimes that pays more dividends than pure sacks. 2nd and 10 on the 32. Here's Barber. Not much as we check in again with Pam.
Dick, the availability of an important player for the Cowboys on offense and special teams is a question mark for the rest of the game. Rookie Felix Jones has injured his left hamstring. You saw this trainer stretching him out. Right now he's up trying to walk around a little bit. He's been on the bike as well too. But again, his return is questionable. Back to you.
And of course he's a key return man, of course, on kicks, and adds that extra dimension of the speed factor in the backfield. Meanwhile, 3rd down and 9. Three-men front for the Cardinals at the line, and the ball bounces off of Romo, and he's tackled for a big loss near midfield by Matt Ware.
Cardinals get into the defense that they like most on 3rd down. 3 down linemen, and then they got the linebackers, and they're going to bring these guys off the edge. And the ball goes that way. Tony Romo tries to get out that way, and Matt Ware is there to make the play because Clancy Pendergast, the defensive coordinator, had dialed up the secondary coverage blitz.
16-yard loss knocked him out of any possible field goal range as McBriar kicking to Steve Preston. Trapped at the 10 and dropped at the 10-yard line is Preston. So the Cardinals dodge a bullet after the onside kick.
Last year on something like this that he was able to dodge the rush and get out to one of the sides in his scramble, but because of the blitz, and they haven't run a lot of them, but it was a timely blitz by Arizona to have Matt Ware there to make the play as soon as Romo was able to recover the snap.
And Terrell Owens holding court on the sideline for the Cowboys with 47 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. First down at the 11. Spread offense for Kurt Warner. And going underneath to Fitzgerald. And Fitzgerald is tackled at the 18, picking up 7. And a flag goes down on the near sideline at around the 10.
Illegal formation, offense. Number 15 was covering up number 82. 5-yard penalty still. First down.
Steve Preston.
You know, some of these things, Dick, that these illegal formations such as that, I mean, you go over those things the first time you get together in minicamp right after the draft. I mean, it's unbelievable some of the mistakes and some of the penalties that Arizona has had in this ballgame.
And who are you supposed to cover or not cover on the line?
Yeah, and now the last time this happened, they went down the field and scored a touchdown. So we'll see what they're able to do on this one.
First down and 15 from the 6, under a half a minute remaining in the 3rd quarter. Warner in the end zone. And completes it to Preston. Big play and a first down for Arizona. Well, you just said it.
Well, Steve Preston, he had to make amends for covering up Leonard Pope on the previous play, and the best part of it was Kurt Warner's throw. This is his best throw that he's had today. You see Steve Breaston, he's going to run the corner route. Anthony Henry in coverage, and just a perfectly thrown football.
And Warner had to do it from the end zone. Always a risky proposition. And time has run out. That is the end of the third quarter. We're tied at 14. NFL on Fox continues in a moment. And welcome back to Glendale, Arizona. Dick Stockton, Troy Aikman, Pam Oliver. Start of the fourth quarter, tied at 14. Kurt Warner gets hit again as he throws. And it's caught by Larry Fitzgerald. What a catch with two defenders on his back. To the 38 of the Cowboys.
Well, Larry Fitzgerald told us the other day he loves contact. He's a physical receiver. That's what he has as a strength. He's not overly fast. And so in these types of situations, he feels that he's going to be able to make a play on the ball. You know, Anthony Henry was in a position to make the play and was unable to. And Kurt Warner hanging in the pocket and delivering it. Jerry Jones seeing that, and he's not believing what he's been watching here today.
Longest play from scrimmage for the Cardinals. First down at the 38. Caught by Breaston. Close to the first down. And they have it at the 28 with Hamlin defending.
Hey, Kurt Warner, I've always been impressed with him. And, you know, even here today watching him, he's been amazing. I mean, he's taken a lot of hits. Tony Romo's taken a lot of hits. But, you know, Kurt Warner, time after time, to be hanging in the pocket and getting the ball out on time and on target. And this time Edgerrin James trying to help him out on Zach Thomas. Does a good job. Now, as a quarterback, when you've been hit that many times and you got a linebacker who's diving over a block, I mean, you tend to get a little skittish, but that hasn't happened to Kurt Warner. I thought it was interesting, Dick, when he was with the Giants, and I was talking with him, and, you know, Eli Manning was drafted, and he told me, he says, I still feel like I've got a few good years left in me. And you know, but I laughed. You know, we all thought that. We all think we have good years left in us at the end of our careers. I thought I had good years left in me. And, you know, and then he got this opportunity here with Arizona, even after they brought in Matt Leinart. And he was right. He's had a few good years left in him. And they're hoping that Matt Leinart has a lot of good years left in him whenever the time comes that Kurt Warner steps down.
There is Matt. And, of course, Kurt Warner, a couple of weeks ago, contemplated retiring after the hit by Bolden. Here's Edgerrin James, and short by an inch. James makes sure, and a first down to the 22 of the Cowboys.
You know, you just see it over and over in any game that you watch. And, you know, a play here and a play there can really ignite a football team. And I go back to that screenplay to Tim Hightower on 3rd and 17 and converting that and going down and getting the touchdown. This last throw that he made to Steve Breaston on 1st and 15 to get a first down. Those are the plays that you need within most drives to keep something going and to get the confidence back.
Only 2 minutes gone by in the fourth. First down at the 21, and here's Edgerrin James as the runner, and he gets inside the 20 with a gain of 3. Want to remind you that after the game, the OT presented by Lowe's, and then game 3 of the NLCS, the Phillies and the Dodgers. Manny Ramirez, Ryan Howard battle it out. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific from Dodger Stadium. The Phillies coming in with a 2-0 lead in the best-of-7 series. James goes out, and now Hightower and Arrington check in. And there's Fitzgerald, 2nd down and 7. Breaston in motion. Up the middle, pass caught by Leonard Pope, and the starting tight end gets close to another first down.
Well, this is what they call the double screen, and then they come back to the middle screen. You're going to see Leonard Pope here, the tight end. Now, Kirk's going to fake like he's going to throw it to his left and then to his right, and then at that time, you're hoping you get linebackers spread out to both sides of the field, and then you can isolate the tight end in the middle. And that was a nice play there to make this a short yardage situation. And I'll go back to what I said a little bit earlier. The Cardinals have been very good in these situations this year.
They've gotten it in from close range, no question about that. Now it's 3rd down and 1. And here's Hightower, and he'll have the first down. Tim Hightower picking up the first down for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and the reason that they've been pretty good is because of Tim Hightower. I mean, he has a knack, and not every back does. You know, there are guys that, you know, just for whatever reason, cannot pick up that first down when it's 3rd and 1, and yet Tim Hightower has done a great job of that, you know, all season long.
5th round draft pick from Richmond.
I couldn't tell, though, if he hopped on the I-45 that time.
He might have taken a service road. First down at the 10. And Warner's pass, and it's caught. Touchdown by Preston. Touchdown pass, Kurt Warner to Steve Preston, his first NFL TD with Henry defending.
Well, that was pretty easy. I mean, Henry looked a little lost at the time the ball was snapped. I mean, he was backpedaling and just really unsure as to how exactly he was going to play Preston, and Preston just went to the post, and pretty easy pitch and catch on that one.
Neil Rackers with the extra point. The Cardinals, who took a 7-0 lead on Arrington's kickoff return to start the game, regained that 7-point lead early in the 4th. Kurt Warner leads the Cardinals on an 89-yard drive, has thrown 2 touchdown passes after the Cowboys led by 7. And Steve Preston now with 7 catches. He has caught 23 balls in the last 3 games.
Yeah, I think if you look at Anquan Bolden being down, you want him back. But in the meantime, they're developing a pretty good receiver here in Steve Preston.
Neil Rackers gets a kickoff, and Miles Austin is back to return for the Cowboys. Good return as he turns the corner and is ridden out of bounds by the kicker Neil Rackers. So the Cowboys come back now, plenty of time, but trailing once again by 7. They're the Jonas Brothers, who will be performing at halftime on Fox special Thanksgiving Day Cowboys-Seahawks game.
I've had a chance to meet them on occasions. I have a 6-year-old and a 7-year-old daughter, and you know, as you can imagine, they're Jonas Brother fans, and boy, what a great few guys they have there. And they've done well.
I guess they'll be there to see the Jonas Brothers, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
First down at the 33. Cowboys trailing the Cardinals by 7. Romo being chased and completes it to Barber. And Barber just gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. Travis LeBoy puts some pressure on. And Roderick Hood, you saw him on the sideline, has been replaced by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, the rookie. Hood suffering from cramps.
I'll tell you what, Travis LeBoy, what a great pickup he has been for this Arizona defense. And as you can tell, Tony Romo, he's having some problems here in the plays. But here's LeBoy on that last play, just goes right by Mark Colombo. Forces Romo to get the ball out a little bit earlier than what maybe he had wanted. I'm not sure Romo got the call from the sidelines. This may have been one that he has called on his own.
Second down and 9. Barber, and about 3 Cardinals. They get 4 just envelop Barber in a hurry, and a loss of 3.
Well, they have been all over Marion Barber. I mean, every time he has gotten the ball, there have been 2, 3, 4 guys swarming to him. His longest run on the afternoon is only 9 yards. That gives you an idea as to how effective this defense has been. Look at the red jerseys that are there.
Third down and long for Romo and the Cowboys. Dump it off to Barber. Breaks 1, but not enough. And the Cardinals will hold. And Carlos Dansby, who's had a solid game at linebacker for Arizona, limits Barber to 8 yards, and the Cowboys will have to kick.
That was a good defensive series by the Arizona Cardinals. And Tony Romo, as he was walking off the field, I think he was trying to get Wade Phillips' attention, saying, let's go for it. And as much as you'd like to, Well, if you don't make it here, you're pretty much giving the game away to Arizona. It's a good decision by Wade Phillips. There was no decision actually to make the punt.
Matt McBriar for the 7th time. Kicking to Steve Preston. Good kick by McBriar. Flag goes down immediately as Preston on the return is pulled down by Curtis at the 24. But there's a penalty flag following the 51-yard kick by McBriar. Tony Romo, 19 of 29, 205 yards, and has thrown 2 scores. Owens has 4 catches today.
During the kick, illegal block in the back, number 27 of the kicking team, while the ball was in the air. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Courtney Brown of the Cowboys. That's an unusual call.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Cadillac. Introducing the 2009 Cadillac Escalade Hybrid.
Cardinals with a 7-point lead, and they have the ball starting from the 34. Could be a huge game for them. Edgerrin James lines up as the setback. Warner goes to early Doucette, rookie, making his first catch of the game. Well, so far in the second half, the Cardinals have had the ball for 2 possessions, Troy, and have scored 2 touchdowns coming from behind nicely thus far.
Well, they've really done a good job of executing. There's no question about that. But I think, this drive, let's be honest, if you're a good football team, and I think Arizona, they're certainly striving to be that, and I think we're going to find out a lot more about them. This is a drive when you're up 7 points. You go down the field. If you're able to get a field goal or another touchdown, I mean, you can really ice the game. And these are the drives you want to take time off the clock. This is also a point where if you're Arizona, you wish you could run the football a little better than what they do.
Swing it out to Tim Hightower on 2nd and 7. And he'll be shy of the first down by about 4 yards thanks to Greg Ellis. Ken Wisenhunt telling us that, we have the playoff atmosphere. If we want to really raise the level of our game, we have to do it before the home fans against a team as tough as the Cowboys.
Yeah, he says if we're going to be a good team, we have to beat good teams ourselves. And wasn't sure if it would happen here today, but he's confident that they're doing things right. They're headed in the right direction. And I know last week's win against Buffalo was huge. To get embarrassed the way that they did against the Jets 2 weeks ago and to come off of that and win a big game at home against a good football team, that was a step in the right direction as well.
3rd down and 2. Flag is down.
Now they got a false start again on Arizona.
So instead of 3rd and short, they'll have to go 7 yards.
False start, number 85 offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Wide receiver Jeremy Urban. Arrington checks into the game.
Here's Jeremy Urban, and just moved too early. And I know Ken Wisenhunt, he doesn't tolerate penalties very well. There's fines. There's a lot of things that he does, and you can bet there's going to be a lot of discussion about a lot of things come Monday.
Cardinals were 0 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. They've converted their last 4.
Cowboys showing all-out blitz.
Lead 7 yards, and here they come against Warner, and this pass caught into Cowboy territory by Larry Fitzgerald. And the Cardinals, with a 16-yard gain, get a first down.
Well, the Cowboys came up and challenged the wide receivers. They're across the board, man-to-man. Take a look at here. All across the board, one-on-one. And then it's just a matter of who can win and can you get the ball out before the defense gets to you. And Kurt does a great job putting it right on the money once again. And Larry Fitzgerald, not a lot of separation there, but great concentration and great hands. He wasn't joking when he said he likes contact and hopes that he's contested on catches.
Boy, does he ever. First down on the 47. Here's Hightower up the middle with a burst and gets to the 41, a 6-yard pickup.
You know, we saw Tony Romo and the hits that he's been taking, and Kurt Warner, you know, he hasn't been given any reprieve either. And here's DeMarcus Ware on that last one. He was the one who came free and slams Kurt Warner to the ground. Amazingly, though, I will tell you, those don't hurt too much when you're able to complete the pass. That was a big third down conversion for this Arizona team, keeping the clock moving and keeping the drive going. You know, if they're obviously, as I said, they want to get points here to make it a two-possession game, but if not, they're taking valuable time off the clock.
2nd and 3. Pump fake. Warner. And knocked out of bounds. And the catch is made by Fitzgerald. And it was Orlando Scandrick, the rookie, who knocked him away, but the 12-yard pickup, another first down for Arizona.
You know, all the things that Kurt Warner told us about Larry Fitzgerald are really coming to life here on this possession.
Wow.
And he said he's never seen a guy that big that can control his body the way that Larry Fitzgerald does. For him to keep his feet in bounds there was really something. And to my surprise, Cardinals are going no huddle.
From the 28, the pitch to Hightower going outside. Gets past Ellis. Did not get out of bounds.
So here's another look at that catch, and you can tell the athleticism for such a big guy trying to knock him out of bounds. As most of our viewers know, there's no force out rule anymore. Had he have knocked him out, that would have been an incompletion. But clearly his feet were in bounds. Smart on the Cardinals' part, not wanting to take a chance. They didn't have time to see what the review would have been and getting that snap. But Wade Phillips, I think, knew that his feet were clearly in play.
Only 5 catches, but he's made the most of them, hasn't he? And here's Warner going up the middle, and the pass thrown behind Preston, but he manages to hold on. And he gets it to the 23, picking up 3 yards with Zach Thomas on the stop. Coming up next on Fox, the OT presented by Lowe's. And all the fantastic finishes from the first game of this Fox doubleheader. You'll see them all, plus the highlights of the second games. And then game 3 at Dodger Stadium, Phillies-Dodgers. Dodgers looking to get back in the best-of-7 series. Jamie Moyer and Hiroki Kuroda, the pitchers, 8 p.m. Eastern. 8th play of the drive. They send Urban to the top. And being dragged down. And the loose ball. 3 ball.
Is going forward. Incomplete pass.
And they rule it an incomplete pass by Warner. It'll be 4th down. And the field goal team will come on.
Yeah, and I think that's what I saw as well. It looked to me like Kurt was getting his arm going forward, sure enough. And so a good call there by the official.
And they waited until they got it right. As Neil Rackers comes on. And Jay Ratliff is the injured Cowboy out on the field.
Tell you, we talked a little earlier about what Jay Ratliff means to this team. I don't know what exactly is wrong with him, but this would be a big loss if he's hurt very seriously.
And a good call by the officials. We'll be back. Cardinals with a 7-point lead, trying to make it 10. Neil Rackers on to try a 41-yard field goal. Down the middle, the kick is good. Kurt Warner had 11 straight completions until that incomplete pass prior to the field goal by Rackers, and the Cardinals now lead by 10, 24-14. The biggest lead of the game by either team. Both teams have made errors in this game, but how about the Dallas Cowboy miscues in this one?
Well, they certainly had their share, Dick. There's no question about that, but I think Arizona would tell you that they had their share of mistakes and miscues as well, and, you know, shot themselves in the foot. And, you know, what the difference being is Arizona got up off the floor and they started making plays here in the second half, and Dallas, you know, failed to do that. And that says a lot for this Arizona team. You know, going up against a team that most everybody would tell you is a better football team than what the Arizona Cardinals are. and Arizona had every opportunity to kind of shut it down.
Normally in the past you would have thought the Cowboys would be the team to do what the Cardinals have done today.
Yeah, it's been, Ken Whisenhunt, I don't think you can say enough for the job that he has done. Think back to last year. This same Arizona team had a big win against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it takes those kinds of wins to start to develop a culture, where players expect to win. And I think, after being around this team the last couple of days, I think they came into this game very, very confident in what they were going to be able to do. Didn't show it early, but boy, they sure played well here towards the stretch.
Packers will kick off. And it's run out by Miles Austin, 2 yards in the end zone. And Austin is down at the 23. Well, it could be the second biggest win that the Cardinals have had over the Cowboys. Let's go back to the 98 wild card. And after dominating the Cardinals, well, you know it best. The Cardinals would win 20-7, and a rough day for you.
Yeah, and if you think about it, that was the last time that the Cardinals won a playoff game was that 98 season, which is more recent even than when the Dallas Cowboys last won their playoff game. And obviously a big win then, but a lot has happened during that time. And the Cardinals are hoping that maybe this is the year, and it very well could be. They're leading the division. If they win this, they'll still be in first place. And maybe this is the year they go back to postseason play.
From the 23, first down. And Romo going to Witten underneath. And he makes the catch at the 29, picking up 6.
And right now, what Clancy Pendergast, the defensive coordinator, had preached all season long, don't give up the big play, is even more important right now. They cannot afford to give up a quick score.
And here's Marion Barber. And the Cardinals will give them all that as the time continues to run. It'll be a first down at the 35. Cowboys have 2 timeouts left. Romo and has it deflected from behind. Flag goes down back at the 27.
Holding, number 76, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Flozell Adams, the left tackle.
Yeah, Flozell Adams was holding Bertrand Berry, and Bertrand Berry, even being held, was able to get around the corner. You're going to see him here on the edge. He's still able to get around the corner and get a hand on Tony Romo, and that's what deflected the pass. I tell you, this front four, and I know they've shuffled a lot of players in there. Clancy Pendergast has done a good job moving players in, but they have really played well up front.
Bertrand Berry was inactive the last 2 games with a groin injury. He's their best pass rusher. 3-man front on first down and 20. And going deep this time. And overthrowing Miles Austin, who is double covered downfield.
That's one of the few times that Tony Romo actually had a little time to look down the field. And he had the time, but Arizona does a great job of covering everybody up.
Cowboys led 14-7 on Romo's second touchdown pass to Austin in the third quarter. And then Warner threw for 2 scores, and Rocker's field goal gives them the 10-point lead. And pushing right in the middle of the line, Darnell Dockett and Andre Gerard.
Encroachment, number 90 defense came across and made contact. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
It's on Dockett. So now second down and 15 with 2:17 remaining in the fourth quarter. Terrell Owens, 4 catches. Longest pass reception, 10 yards.
Yeah, and he's attracting a lot of attention, as you would expect right now.
Romo going to Barber out of the backfield. And down the sideline, a big play by Barber. Still on his feet. Trying to beat Roll into the end zone, and does.
was about as sloppy a defense as what you could see. All the missed tackles, missed angles. He's on the sideline there. You know, a lot of guys that had angles on Marion Barber to be able to knock him out of bounds, and they just were unable to do it. The one thing Arizona couldn't have happen is a quick score. And with Dallas still having 2 timeouts left, you know, with this score, they'll go for an onside kick.
And there's a flag down here. 2 minutes showing on the clock.
After the score, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, number 70, offense. The touchdown is good. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
And it's the former Cardinal Leonard Davis. By the way, what a magnificent play by Marion Barber, but Leonard Davis, who's the former Cardinal, 2 years now with the Cowboys, spiking the ball right there. Unsportsmanlike conduct, and it'll be marked off on the kickoff. But a 70-yard touchdown on the pass and run from Romo to Marion Barber, and all of a sudden the Cowboys can come to within 3. Big Folk. And it's now 24-21 as Marion Barber, with the tightrope performance going down the field, puts the Cowboys to within 3. We'll be right back. Marion Barber, 70-yard touchdown catch, most of it a run. 6th touchdown of the year. Leonard Davis putting the Cowboys in a bit of a jeopardy here, as the Cardinals will have a good field position here with 2 minutes remaining in the game. Cowboys still with 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, I think Leonard Davis let his emotions get the better of him. A guy who was drafted here 2nd overall in 2001 and was regarded as a bust. And he's played well for Dallas, was a Pro Bowl player last year. And obviously this game's something that's very important to him.
Cardinals are looking to hold on to what would be a huge win over the Cowboys, who just scored on a Romo to Marion Barber 70-yard play to make it 24-21. Cardinals led 7-0. Cowboys led 14-7 before Kurt Warner led a rally. And now, following an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, good field position as the Cardinals returning Sean Morey, and will start from the 42-yard line. And here's how the Cowboys got close.
Well, all he does is dump it off to Marion Barber, and Marion Barber, all he's wanting to do is get as many yards as he can and get out of bounds to stop the clock. The only problem is nobody was there to knock him out of bounds. There's some poor tackling there. There's another angle by Antrell Roll, and that's one of the problems with him at the safety position. He continues to take bad angles at the football. There's Terrell Owens making a block, and a number of guys with Dallas, but still haven't said that. As nice as that was for Dallas and Marion Barber, I think it was more poor play defensively by Arizona.
Kurt Warner and the Cardinals on their 43 with Tim Hightower, the rookie tailback, gets the pitch and brought down from behind for no gain by Greg Ellis. And so we'll have a timeout by the Cowboys. They'll be left with 1. We'll return in a moment. What a contrast in halves for Kurt Warner, only 7 of 11 and the pick in the first half. But look at that second half with 2 touchdowns to lead the Cardinals back.
And right now, I mean, if you're Arizona, you want to try to run the clock down and force Dallas to call timeouts, but you also have to play aggressive enough to give yourself a chance for a first down.
2nd down and 9. Here's Hightower. And dragged down once again. And now the Cowboys stopping the clock, using their last timeout after DeMarcus Ware brought back Hightower after a gain of 3. Second half action. Romo with a touchdown pass to Miles Austin. Larry Fitzgerald with a score. And then Steve Reston, who's had an amazing 3 games, and now watch Barber.
Well, and that was the killer right there for Arizona, but it gave Dallas life. And right now, it really, the game hinges on this 3rd down play. And, what does Arizona want to do? Do they want to run the football and try to milk this thing under a minute and give the ball to Dallas with no timeouts, having to move the ball 40 yards or whatever it may be, 50 yards in order to get into a position for a field goal? Or do they want to take a chance here on throwing the football and picking up the first down and winning the game, and knowing if they don't get it, the clock's going to stop and you're going to give Dallas more time?
Arrington is the only back behind Warner. 3rd and 5. Pressure on Warner, and down he goes back at the 35. DeMarcus Ware with a huge defensive play, and that is the 9th consecutive game he has picked up a sack for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Arizona tried to play it a little bit conservative. They were going to fake the toss, and they were going to bring Kurt Warner out on the edge so it would be safe, a safe throw where he could see everything out in front of him. But DeMarcus Ware just not fooled.
A loss of 11, and that's tied for the 2nd most consecutive games with a sack in NFL history.
And for Arizona, you know, at least Kurt took the sack, and he didn't throw the ball away, because by doing that, they're taking time off the clock right here.
So now they're going to lead the game into the hands of the Arizona Cardinal defense. And a timeout is called. And of course, obviously what's significant here, Troy, is that the Cowboys only need to get in field goal range, even though they are out of timeouts, to pull this one out, or at least send it into an overtime.
Yeah, but that's pretty good for Dallas. I mean, when you think about it, because of how quickly they were able to get the touchdown with Marion Barber and Tony Romo, in my opinion, this is where he really excels. And I'm not comfortable one bit if I'm with the Arizona Cardinals, Clancy Pendergast, and this defense, because Tony Romo can spread the field, and we've seen it time after time, whether it's at the end of a first half, the end of a ball game. You know, more times than not, Tony Romo has delivered in these situations, and I really think that's how ultimately you measure a quarterback.
And here's the kick by Dirk Johnson. And the return by Adam Jones. And Jones takes it out to the 32. And that's where Tony Romo and the Cowboys go to work. They are out of timeouts, 50 seconds to go in regulation. He has thrown 3 touchdown passes and now has to perform the magic for at least a field goal to tie the game.
Well, and what Dallas has done a good job of when they've gotten into these situations, Jason Garrett, the offensive coordinator, will call what you refer to as a vertical stretch. They'll put 3 guys at different levels of the field along the sidelines. It puts a lot of pressure on a defense, but if you're able to make the play and execute it, generally you can get a receiver out of bounds.
First down. Romo being chased. Flag goes down. The pass is incomplete, as Romo was chased by Darnell Dockett from behind.
Holding, number 70, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Leonard Davis is holding on the play. And it may be Flozell Adams, number 76.
Well, there's Leonard Davis. We'll see if it's on him. I think you're right. I think it was more on Flozell Adams, the left tackle, on Chike O'Keefer. But Leonard Davis, having said that, in the middle, he's got his hands full with Darnell Dockett right now.
1st and 20. Terrell Owens wide to the right, but going up the middle of Marion Barber, and this time Barber goes out of bounds to stop the clock after picking up 4. 38 seconds left in regulation.
And the Cowboys don't get much out of that, but it's, you know, Marion Barber really shows his knowledge of the game of football. I mean, he's a smart guy, smart football player, has great instincts, and his ability to get out of bounds and stop the clock is huge. And as I said earlier, that's what he was trying to do on the one where he went 70-some yards for a touchdown.
He said, "I'll take it."
Yeah, yeah.
2nd down and 16. So the big question here, can the Cardinals, who have won 5 straight games at home and 8 out of 10 since Ken Whisenhunt has come on the scene, finish the deal against the Cowboys? Or do they see the Cowboys, with that late rally sparked by that man, Marion Barber, come back and extend the game or win it.
Well, right now, Dallas knows with 38 seconds left, forget the fact that it's 2nd and 16, but with 38 seconds left, they've got to get the ball up the field. And so Arizona has to understand that and play against that.
Now Terrell Owens at the top. Romo's pass tipped away by Adrian Wilson. Intended for Patrick Creighton, and it'll be 3rd down and 16.
You know, Adrian Wilson in his 8th year, what a terrific player he is. He read this the entire way and played it absolutely beautifully. He thought he was going to cut off Creighton initially before he got to him. Creighton got in behind him, and yet Wilson was still able to get underneath that throw and get a hand on it.
29th birthday today for Adrian Wilson. Can he contribute to the Cardinal win? We'll see.
Well, I don't know if you could get a better birthday present than a win against the Cowboys.
3rd down and 16. Directing the receivers, and the pass to Jason Witten, who's brought down immediately, and a flag is down on the field with 22 seconds left. The gain to Witten from Romo was 8 yards.
Offside, number 56. Defense lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty still. 3rd down.
G.K. O'Keefer.
Yeah, the only problem with that is time still comes off the clock. You know, they don't add time onto the clock when it's a defensive penalty for offsides. So they pick up yards. Now they're trying to get the down guy where he needs to be. It should be 3rd and 11. They're showing 3rd and 16 on the field.
Remember, the Cowboys only need to get in field goal range to try a tying field goal. This may be the loudest crowd supporting the Cardinals in years. They used to play at Sun Devil Stadium, where you played against the Cardinals in those days. In fact, you used to come here a lot to play twice a year, this team.
Played here a lot. In fact, we always viewed it as a home game for us. You know, we had a lot of Cowboy fans that would turn out. And there was a lot of Cowboy fans here today. But there were just a few more Phoenix Cardinals fans. Or I should say, that was the old days. I should say Arizona Cardinals.
Moving the ball back to the 26. And now bringing it back. So the officials are getting pretty good exercise here in the waning moments.
Yeah, Nick Folk, he's just hoping he gets an opportunity to tie this game up.
Cowboys with 3rd down and 11. They have 2 downs to get the 1st down, but the clock a huge factor as Romo, stepping up, drills it down the field, and it's caught by Jason Witten to the 40-yard line, but the time is a factor.
Well, this is going to be close. I mean, they're going to be able to clock it, but they're only going to have time for one more play.
Clock now at 5 seconds, and it's clocked with 3. And the ball is at the 40-yard line. And Nick Folk coming on now. And right now, Ken Wisenhunt out on the field to talk to the officials.
Well, there was a defensive player behind the offense when the ball was clocked. Travis LeBoy was down. He was hurt. And the Cowboys are trying to get additional yardage tacked onto this. Obviously, that would then help the opportunity on the field goal. And there's going to be a big discussion if this happens, because LeBoy went down with injury and couldn't get off the field prior to Romo getting to the line of scrimmage and clocking that.
Three seconds on the clock. And if they have to try the field goal from there, it would be about a 57-yard field goal for Nick Folk, which will be the longest in his career. O'Keefe 56.
There was a member of the Arizona Cardinals still on the field during the hurry-up. That is offsides, unabated. Rule is down, and please set the game clock to 4 seconds.
O'Keefe couldn't get off the field.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure that if you look at the ruling, that's probably the accurate rule. But when you got a guy who's down, clearly he was hurt, and I don't know that I agree with that one. And they don't seem to be real clear on the ruling themselves since they've spent so much time talking about it.
They added a second to 4. And a first down. And now the Cowboys are going to line up and run a play with 4 seconds remaining. And if they do, it's got to be a Hail Mary.
I'm not sure what I'm understanding about the penalty if they're still getting the ball on the 40-yard line. By the look on Wade Phillips' face, I'm not sure he's getting it either.
Since the player was offsides, there is still a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 5. The clock will start on the snap.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting to get. If it's offsides, there's got to be 5 yards tacked on, and yet the Cowboys were going to the line with the ball still on the 40-yard line. Now they took the field goal team off, and the clock is going to start at the snap, which it should. But if you're willing to kick it from the 40-yard line for a field goal, you should then be willing at the 35, which now they're going to try that. So you're looking at a 51-yarder.
And of course, the career long for Nick Folk is 53 yards. So this is well within his career best.
Now remember, he did miss one earlier, which was his first miss on the season. Prior to that, today, he had been perfect.
Well, after much delay, this is the game right here. It'll be a 52-yard attempt by Nick Folk to try to tie the game.
Play.
Well, it looks like they're going to go back and review the Travis LeBoy play, or injury, if you will. You know, they always say you can't officiate intent. Well, you therefore can't officiate whether or not a guy is injured. But they're going to review it. I think it is the right thing to do, to go back and look at the play and make sure they get it right. You know, because they have the ability to do that. But I don't know what exactly it is they're going to be looking for.
It is a booth review, by the way, since it's within the last 2 minutes.
Now here's LeBoy coming off the edge. Or I'm sorry, he's down at the bottom. And we should see him then after we widen out here, and him trying to get off the field.
He's not even in the picture. He's behind. And there he is. So this was the play that the
Ruling on the field stands.
Well, a big pass to Jason Witten into Cardinal territory, and then Travis LeBoy, shaken up, was behind the play. Now it's going to be the field goal from 52 yards out for the Cowboys to try to tie it with 4 seconds left in the game. And the kick is blocked. And a timeout was called by the Cardinals before the kick. You take your chances, and there you read lips. Ken Whisenhunt said, "I call timeout."
And that's the deal that Mike Shanahan started, and a lot of other coaches started to do it. We saw Lane Kiffin do it last year as well. And Dick Duran did it against these Cowboys last year. And Nick Folk made the field goal, and he came back and he made it again, and this time it wasn't the right decision. You know, sometimes you think you're doing something that's going to freeze a kicker, and had Kidden Wisenhunt not have called the timeout, they would have just won this ball game.
Troy, we haven't seen it lately. You know, all of a sudden, teams stopped doing that toward the end of last year and this year.
Well, if Nick Folk makes this one, Ken Wisenhunt's not going to be doing it anymore either.
All right, so the Cowboys now will have another try at it after the timeout, looking to tie the game. Here it is from 52 yards out. Here is Folk's kick. It is up. It is good. Cowboys tie it. Overtime. Ken Wisenhunt, the Cardinal head coach, called timeout right before the block kick. Another chance for Nick Folk.
And I'm not sure without the additional 5 yards that was tacked on that this ball makes it. I mean, it was close. You could argue that maybe it does, but it sure didn't look like it to me. So a couple good breaks there for the Dallas Cowboys in sending this ball game into overtime.
The offsides charge to the Cardinals when Travis LeBoy couldn't get off the field after being shaken up. And then the timeout, first attempt block, and then Nick Folk makes good from 52 yards out and will go into overtime, tied at 24.
And Dallas goes into this overtime now with all the momentum. I mean, if you're Arizona, you thought you had the game won. You see the look on everyone's faces. The Cardinals are obviously disappointed that this game is now going on in extended play.
We are beginning fourth quarter, sudden death, overtime. The first team to score will win. Each team will have 2 timeouts. We'll play by fourth quarter timing rules. This is heads, this is heads, this is tails. What are you going to call, visitor? Heads. Heads is the call. Heads it is. You won the toss, you want the receive. Dallas will receive at this end.
Here is the field goal that sent the game into overtime. Tied at 24. Cowboys will get the ball first. Here are some notes on the overtimes this year. The home team has won 3 out of 5, but the team winning the coin toss has won 4 out of the 5. And the coin toss winner scored on the first possession on 2 of those 5 occasions. So the Cowboys get the ball first. Neil Rackers will kick off, and Kurt Warner hopes he gets an opportunity somewhere.
And I think when you're playing Dallas, I mean, it's hard enough to defense them, but when you're playing them and all they're thinking about is getting in position for a field goal, that then even makes things harder.
Miles Austin backing up into the end zone will run it out. Up to the 23-yard line. And Tony Romo, who has completed 24 of 36, 321 yards today and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, leads the Cowboys. First team to score wins. Romo has thrown touchdown passes to Patrick Creighton and Miles Austin, as well as Marion Barber on the big score in the fourth quarter to bring him to within 3. First down, being chased, loses the ball. And let's see if he covered up or the Cardinals. It looks like Romo has the ball. And it was Chike Okefor who stormed in from behind. And a sack on the play.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was really fortunate. I mean, you see Okefor come in and knock the ball out, and it just bounces right back into the hands, you know, of Tony Romo. If he's not able to recover this, pretty much game over. I mean, Arizona immediately is in field goal range. You know, right now for Dallas, yeah, they got the ball back, but now they're in 2nd and long, trying to convert on a 1st down.
2nd down and 17. Romo's pass and short for Terrell Owens. And Romo slow getting up. Want to remind you the OT presented by Lowe's and Game 3 of the NLCS between the Phillies and the Dodgers following our game.
Yeah, there's the hit on the last play. Yeah, that was close too. They very easily could have come in and called roughing the quarterback, and then that would have been an automatic 1st down. We saw Tony slowly getting up. I mean, there's no doubt this guy has taken more hits in this game than I can remember in any game he's played.
3rd down and 18. Lofted out and not even close to T.O. And 4th down coming up. So the Cardinals get the Cowboys to go 3 and out. And we'll get the ball.
I'll tell you what, I think you got to give Arizona credit. A job well done right there to come out, lose the coin toss in overtime, give the ball to Dallas, who obviously had scored the touchdown, got the field goal to send this game into overtime, and to get off the field. Pretty impressive job.
Steve Preston is back deep, and the kick is blocked. Flag is down, however, and it's a touchdown. Sean Morey blocked it and recovering in the end zone for a touchdown, but there was a flag down on the kick. Monty Beisel, I believe, scored the touchdown.
An ineligible man downfield for the kicking team. Penalties decline. Touchdown.
And the Cardinals win it. Suddenly.
Oh, what a jump they got off the edge, and they just come completely untouched. It's Sean Morey that makes the block. Wow.
And the Cardinals have defeated the Dallas Cowboys early in overtime.
I mean, he could have taken that right off of his foot. And he was there so soon. He was on top of Matt McBriar before Matt even got the ball onto his toe.
Cardinals win it 30-24. Cardinals go to 4-2. Cowboys drop to 4-2. We'll be back with more here from Glendale, Arizona after these messages.